Verzeo. Learn here, lead anywhere. Subscribe to our Verzeo channel and tap the bell icon to receive all notifications. Download the Verzeo app and get free content access.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Verzeo's special edition webinar today that is on Women's Day. I wish you all a happy Women's Day, especially to all the women out there who have made our lives beautiful, to all mothers, wives, sisters, other partners, exes, you name it. Women have played a huge part in most of our lives at different points of time. So, to respect that and to appreciate that, today we have a special session. I would be talking more about the speaker and the theme. We'll just wait for about 2 to 3 minutes for more people to come in, and we shall begin at 6:05. Before that, let me talk a little bit more about this year's International Women's Day. A challenged world is an alert world. Individually, we are all responsible for our own thoughts and actions all day, every day. We can all choose to challenge and call out gender bias and inequality. We can all choose to seek out and celebrate women's achievements. Collectively, we can all help create an inclusive world. And this brings to the today's theme, or this year's theme of International Women's Day, that is choose to challenge, because from challenge comes change. So let's all choose to challenge. So you can all show your support and solidarity by raising your right hand on the right side and showing it to the screen. This is, you might have seen these pictures on the social media today. This is with regards to the theme for this year. So all of you attendees out there, go to your mom, go to your sister, you can go to your partner. Please tell them how much they mean to you, and also make that effort to show your solidarity on challenging gender bias. Additionally, we also have another theme for our session today that is also based on the theme of the International Women's Day. Our topic for today is let's turn the challenges into opportunity. And to talk about that, we have a very special guest here, Dr. Preeti Chitkara, who is an extremely experienced professional in the educational field. I will talk more about her. First, let me formally welcome her. Dr. Preeti, welcome to our special edition of International Women's Day webinar.
Thank you, Pratik. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for inviting me here.
Good evening, ma'am. So let me just give a quick introduction of yours so that we can start off with the program, and the stage would be all yours. I'm sorry, I had not unmuted my mic. Please, I apologize for the same. Right. So Dr. Preeti is an educationist and a manager, institutional affairs and international relations in Delhi NCR's KIET group of institutions. This is based out in Ghaziabad. She has more than 15 years of experience in the field of education. She looks after communications, branding, event management, and international relations for this institute. She is a PhD in English, MEd, UGC NET in Education and Diploma in Training and Development from ISTD, Human Resource Development Ministry, which is now the Education Ministry. She has been blessed with numerous talents, as she's a poetess, an editor, a dancer, an actress, a trainer, a motivational speaker, an event manager, and above all these, an ardent learner. Personally, if you ask me, this is something that I really respect. Even after being in so many years of education, you are still learning. That's something really respectable. Her anthology, named Blues Under the Silver Hues, an endeavor to retrieve smiles, on how to help our children choose the right profession and face depressive states of mind, has been a source of great inspiration and awareness among students, teachers, educationists, as well as parents. Ma'am, a personal request, I would really like to read this through by myself. So if we could make this available for me, it would be really helpful. She's also an experienced professor with a demonstrated history of working in the higher education industry, communicate academic writing. Her research papers, articles, stories, and poetry have been published in various journals and anthologies of repute. She has acted in a documentary film named Gandhi Ka Bachpan and coordinated several programs and events. She has bagged the titles as Miss Talent, Supermom, Agman Queen, Nari Shakti Samman as Top 10 Super Dynamic Women 2017 and Best Personality, Most Fantastic Women 2019, and even earned a number of certificates and awards of excellence as Best Editor Award 2016 and Leadership Award at KIET Group of Institutions 2019 and others. So, ma'am, after listing out a flurry of your achievements, we are really excited to hear you. Want to know more? Supermom, Superwoman, Dr. Preeti Chitkara, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Prateek. Thank you so much. And I even extend my thanks to Verzeo for calling me for this session. Uh, I am very happy to connect with females today. Though, what I believe is that it's just the official announcement that today is International Women's Day, but otherwise, each and every day is a Women's Day. I hope you all will agree with me, and I would love to have it as an interactive session. You see, I'm not one here to lecture you or tell you something because you all are experts in your fields. And I'm pretty aware that listening to me won't be that enhancing to you what conversating will be. So I'm here with you all, as Pratik mentioned, that I'm an ardent learner. So I'm here with you all to learn, in fact. Instead of tell something, give something, I'm here to learn from you all. So what I have with me, of course, is going to be shared, but your participation and uh, your giving me back, talking, conversating will be really worthwhile. So I would request you all, first of all, to be with me through and through and connect with me by unmuting yourself and talking to me with that. I hope you all will agree and you all will be there with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. So, what I would say is, many a times we have heard about uh, females being lowered, or which language will you all prefer? I hope I'm okay with you. I'm connecting with you in English itself, or should I mix it up?
English is fine, ma'am.
That? Yeah. Yes. Anyone. Let me know you are okay with English, or should we mix it up?
English, okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
This is fine, ma'am.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me out with that. Okay, so I believe my motto of life I would start with, and that is I believe in my values in your time model. So when it comes to challenges, when it comes to a lot of different variety of big struggles and awesome, like some things which we are afraid of, some struggles that we are afraid of, we have always tried to put it away. And in fact, what I believe in is that let us take the challenges and turn them into opportunities. Is it possible or not? I think all of us will agree that itna zada, we have such a strong power in ourselves that we can turn anything, any hurdle into an opportunity. Reason being that if we have that vigor in us, if we have that power of bearing the pain of being a mother, if we have the power of bearing the struggles, conditioning ourselves into such kind of thoughts that we can make this world a very peaceful, a very beautiful place to live in, then we have that power. We have that power to at least switch our challenges and turn them into opportunities. It is said some of the people usually come up with the thoughtfulness that yes, how will we able to manage with work and life, work and personal lives. Therein, I always believe that women who are working need to bring both of them into balance by creating an environment wherein they are able to stretch, pull, and fetch the, in fact, I would say, magnetize the help from others. So, what I believe is that feminine energy, should be that powerful, which gives us the grace, the confidence, the levels which we deserve, and we really get that. Friends, here I would like to ask you people, how are you thinking that challenges can be turned into opportunities? Can anyone let me know that? Do you feel that we can turn it? And if yes, then how? Anyone who would like to connect with me on this with you? So let me share with you. Since I began with my studies when I was very, very young, I began with a very strange kind of failure. And when I was in class 5 to 6, in class 5, I was just shifting on, moving on to 6, I wasn't able to make through. Somehow, some problems occurred. I was there in that particular school, wherein it was all in English. And for me, I was coming from a very normal background. Or ऐसे background से आने के बाद, what happened was that when I was used to be in the classrooms, it used to be like English used to be like a kala akshar bhais barabar for me, because I could not connect what the teachers are giving, what they are speaking. Gradually, I just thought of quitting my life, quitting my family and going away. वो ऐसा टाइम होता है जब हम कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाते हैं किसी से. Nobody was there around me to guide me, to help me, to support me. The challenges are such which let us down, but sometimes we have to bring that vigor back. Some people who come in your life transform them and make you feel so proud of yourself that you move ahead with high headed head. You get a high boost in your life, and that is where it comes up that a maxim is there, no, that failure is a stepping stone to success. So that is what comes to our lives when we get such kind of boost and such kind of people in our lives. Today, whatever position I am taken up, this is not that smoothly got. It has come up with a lot of struggles in our lives. और ये struggles जो होती है that help us in grooming ourselves, in making ourselves such that every step comes to those kinds of thought processes. It gives you that kind of thought processes that you get into learning a lot but through observation. Observation teaches you so much that when you observe, with small little steps, you're able to gain what you want to. This is where I always believe. I belong to a family which was really a very, somewhere where a lot of struggles were there. There weren't much of facilities for us when we were very young. पढ़ना ही नहीं possible हो पाता था. I used to study under the street lights, I would say, because nothing I knew about English when I was very young. No one to hold my hand, no one to let me know what and how to go ahead with the things, what should be the choices of subjects. सब कुछ hit and trial के साथ सीखना, because I was the eldest child in the family. सब कुछ hidden trials के साथ सीखा, धीरे धीरे सीखते सीखते ऑब्जर्वेशन के साथ I got to have this feel कि जब हम कुछ चीजों के लिए determined होते हैं, when we are focused, when we know where we have to reach, we are able to make through only through our strength which is inside us. Friends, let me share that it is, I learned to always take on things I had never done before. कभी भी वो चीजें मैंने जिंदगी में नहीं की, वही मैं नीचे अपने हाथ के अंडर में लेकर आती हूँ. I try to take challenges and turn them into opportunities. I began as a school teacher. I began my career as a school teacher, but that was a very strugglesome time, in fact, because when I was studying in my school, my parents refused to send me out of the city. They said you have to study here itself. Whatever small, big resources we have, you have to follow that itself. धीरे धीरे क्या हुआ कि पेरेंट्स ने जब बोला कि यहीं पढ़ना है, आई मेड अप माई माइंड, जो भी करूं, जहां भी करूं, आई एम गोइंग टू डू इट विद द बेस्ट ऑफ इंटेंशन एंड आई एम गोइंग टू लीड इट. ग्रेजुअली जो स्कूलिंग के बाद का टाइम था, that was completely, I would say that they were given in such a condition wherein I was having a lot of ambitions in my heart, in my soul. I wanted to become really big. I wanted to become an IAS officer, but my parents refused to send me anywhere. But being a topper in my class, I thought of going for my education in formal manner, जो normal education होती है, graduation that I did, but I made my mark. Wherever I am, I'm going to excel in it. जहां भी रहे, जहां भी करो, जो भी करो, उसमें excel कर जाओ. That is what is the main mantra of winning in your life. Graduation, normal. When I did my B.Ed, I was amongst the toppers. M.Ed, topper, qualified net in first attempt, did my whole PhD by my own. Got married, and therein also, I was like working in a school. I started my journey, I started my career as a school teacher, where I was teaching students of class 8 to 10. I was giving them English classes. Gradually, I got to know that my teacher motivated me. Preeti, you have a lot of vigor in yourself. Why don't you go for a for a college teaching? That was the time when I realized, no, things have to be moved ahead. I was not meant for just being stagnant, right? We cannot stop at one place. We have to keep growing. The day we stop, अभी प्रतीक was mentioning कि मैम आपने आपकी सबसे अच्छी quality मुझे जो लग रही है वो है ardent learner. Ardent learner, why I said that? Because I always believe कि जब भी हम अपनी जिंदगी में learn करना छोड़ देते हैं, the day we stop learning, we stop living. Our life is just at the end, at the verge of the end. Because एक जिंदगी में learn करना is something which gives you, always lets you feel on the top of your life, because every day you need to learn something from everyone around you, even for your life, for your living, in fact, I would say. So the teacher said, you have to keep on moving, Preeti. You cannot stop here as a school teacher. I worked on myself. I started I started training teachers. For 3 years, I taught teachers. Along with that, I took up the challenge of taking communication skills for a few classes. There again, I felt again like I cannot stop here, because taking one thing for a long time is not my cup of tea. It makes me feel that, yes, Preeti, you have to go ahead now. What next? What next? So you cannot stop again. Then I started moving and working on myself. I did my doctorate in English, and I moved ahead with an engineering institute in Greater Noida. For working there, friends, I had to travel 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening, wherein I had a very small daughter with me. She was just 10 months old. So I was traveling to that place just because I had a passion inside, a burning passion inside, that we have to work, we have to prove our worth. Along with that, we have to keep our family intact. Family should never be left behind. They have to be with you forever. Along with that, don't leave your passions. Don't leave your ambition even. Work on them along with your family. So I moved ahead with that. I used to travel long distance, but again, there also I felt that, okay, that was quite far for my daughter. So I came a little nearer by joining KIET group of institutions in 2014. Since 2014, I began my career in KIET group of institutions as a faculty member. Faculty की तरह join किया, started taking up challenging jobs again. खाली एक faculty बन के हर साल हर चीज वो करके, like हर बार I cannot teach the same subject. So it was like एक monotony I cannot maintain. I have to bring some changes. And gradually I started working differently at the institute level. I was made the editor of 3 magazines of the institute. I was made to connect with people outside in the outside world. The media people started connecting with me. I started taking up a lot of branding opportunities for the institute. I started communicating with the outside world, and even initiated the international connect for the institute. So मेरे को लगा कि जब simple life जीने की बजाय जब हम कुछ challenges आते हैं उनको opportunities में turn कर लेते हैं, so that is something which makes us completely different from the crowd. So when we talk about the charismatic personality of a person, how does it become? It doesn't become in one day. We have to continuously keep hammering ourselves, continuously telling ourselves that you're not meant to stop here. You have to keep growing, and learning to move ahead. wherein by adding on to the editorship, I was given other opportunities to work on the institute level and gradually pulled out of the crowd to stand on a platform and become the manager institutional affairs. Now, this position was not that easy, wasn't that, a bed of roses. It was again quite challenging, wherein I had to look into the branding, visibility, communication, and public relations of the institute, along with international relations. So when it comes to international relations, I started connecting with the international world. In fact, some such kinds of connects were made. Here, I would like to quote one thing. जब आप किसी चीज को, it is said, like I'll just give you a small anecdote, in fact, which happened in my life. In 2018, I conducted first International Education Awareness Week on my campus. And that was again something which came to my heart and soul. Like I have to do something different. And that difference was quite challenging again. Because wo jo mujhe International Awareness Week karana tha, that was to be done with the connects of international people. And I did not have any connects outside. So तभी मैंने डिसाइड किया कि नहीं, हम इसको करेंगे और बहुत अच्छे लेवल पर करेंगे. Approximately 500 students came forward to attend these sessions, and the last day was the fair day. कहाँ से कैसे connects बनते चले गए. I mean, I wasn't even aware that I was just focused that I have to work on it, and the connects, the networks started pouring down. My students helped me, my faculty members were there with me, and we were connecting. We were spreading across the countries to connect with universities. And the last day, when it was a fair day, I had such a surprising note that representatives from the foreign countries were there on our campus. And when we reached the fair venue, we found the foreigners were there from different countries who were seated there. And that was something which made us realize कि जब भी आप किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहते हो तो पूरी कायनात उसको आपसे मिलाने में लग जाती है. This is something which is really true. So I just envisaged the idea. I just thought कि हमें इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन अवेयरनेस वीक करना है, फेयर लाना है अपने कैंपस पर, कुछ इस तरह का करना है जिससे like we can invite the people, foreign people also in India within this campus. And that day was something which made me realize we can do anything and everything. इतना कुछ possible हो सकता है ये हमें नहीं पता था. सिर्फ अपने zeal के साथ, सिर्फ अपनी passion के साथ, सिर्फ अपने focus के साथ, we can reach such kinds of heights, such heights in fact, जो हम कभी अगर नहीं सोचे तो शायद कभी नहीं पहुंचेंगे. इसीलिए कहा जाता है ना, have bigger ambitions, have bigger dreams. because अगर आप dream ही नहीं करेंगे तो फिर कहाँ से वहां पहुंचेंगे. So it's very, very important to dream big. And I've really dreamt big. And in fact, even today, it is a very, thoughtful process in my head that we should be turning all kinds of challenges which come to our life into opportunities. And this is what I believe. कितने भी hurdles आए, नारी, we women never have to say कि जब ये बात ध्यान रखिएगा, we all have to keep in mind, जब है नारी में शक्ति सारी, जब है नारी में शक्ति सारी, फिर क्यों नारी कहे मैं बेचारी. We are not becharas. We have that kind of power in us. We see women is like a tea bag. Unless we are put into the hot water, no one will be able to know how much strength we have. We have a lot of strength, and that is only reflected, only brought out once you are put into those hot waters. Once you are got, you have to feel that you have that kind of zeal. And in fact, what I believe is that whatever we do, it is to be done from our heart and soul. जो भी काम हम अपने दिल से करते हैं, जब हम अपनी आत्मा को उसमें लगाते हैं, तो उसका रिजल्ट मिलना 100%. आप ये समझ के चलिए कि 200%, in fact, it is 100% possible. It is guaranteed कि आपको उसका result मिलेगा. Friends, again, here I would like to share with you. Many times we all feel that we have to workplace पर किस तरह से हमें conduct करना चाहिए, कैसे strong mental health रखनी चाहिए. किस तरह के हम लोगों के साथ environment create करें that we people are able to get that kind of respect. First and foremost is respect yourself first. Have a lot of self-confidence. The moment you go in front of the mirror, it is said, like many times we take up this कि हमें कितने अच्छे से तैयार होकर जाना है, कितने अच्छे से बन के जाना है. Should we go that way or not? We always, every day, we need to remember that we should be the favorites of ourselves. And how is that possible? Once you look into the mirror, what happens? You have the you have to tell the mirror that you don't have any right to say I'm not looking good. I am the most beautiful person in this world. So therein, you need to remember that beauty isn't about having a pretty face, friends. It's about having a pretty mind, a pretty heart, and a pretty soul, which almost all women have. We all will agree that women is the personification of self-sacrifice. But unfortunately, today, she doesn't realize. She doesn't realize what tremendous advantage she has, even over men. So we ought to understand that we have that respectful aura. If we have that respectful aura, 100% everyone is going to give us that kind of respect that we deserve, that we really deserve. Hereby, I would, feel and share with you. I'm feeling so enthusiastic to be with you all. I would love to answer your queries. If you have something, if you want to connect with me for anything, I would love to connect with you. I would just share a little bit about my book also, which Prateek mentioned. It is about Blues Under the Silver Hues. Blues Under the Silver Hues is a poetry and stories compilation that was out when I was under troublesome times. मेरी जिंदगी का ये मानना है कि जब भी जिंदगी में कोई प्रॉब्लम्स आए उसको कैसा ट्विस्ट देना है that depends upon us. Hence, once I was in such a condition that at home, neither at home nor in the office, in the professional world, things were not moving ahead. Things were giving me such kind of stressful conditions. अगर कोई और उस जगह पर होता तो वो शायद प्रोफेशनल वर्ल्ड को छोड़ देता, बहुत ज्यादा अपने अपने आप को डंप कर देते. I would have gone into a very serene, very sad kind of gloomy life. बहुत बुरा समय आया, लगा कि शायद सब कुछ छोड़ देना चाहिए, अब शायद मुझे नहीं, मैं I won't be able to make a balance. That was the time when something else struck my mind. ठीक है, time can go up, there can be downs also. How we have to manage, we have to understand. So how I took that challenge and turned into an opportunity. This book is the reflection of that. ये book उसी का ही एक नतीजा है, क्योंकि मैंने उस समय में लिखना शुरू किया जब मैं बहुत टेंशन में रहती थी. I thought I'll have to quit everything in my life perhaps, but I started writing. And never ever I knew before that I'm a writer. That was the first time that I discovered a writer in myself and came out with a book, in fact. And this book was dedicated to those students who always, those students, not only students, I would say, it is dedicated to all those people who, put themselves into gloomy, sad conditions and commit suicides or go into negative phases, get into depressive states whenever things strike them in a negative way. हमारी सबकी जिंदगी, can anyone feel in this world there is anyone who says कि जिंदगी में कभी struggles ही नहीं आए? आप में से अगर कोई भी एक भी व्यक्ति ऐसा है तो please raise your hand, who would say कि कभी जिंदगी में struggles आए ही नहीं? I think we all have faced it, yes. But अगर struggles आए और वो हमें नीचे कर दे तो कैसे हम एक फीमेल का नाम ऊंचा करेंगे? कैसे हम कहेंगे कि we are strong women? We women are those who have faced such struggles sometimes. We women are such who can face anything that comes to us. The reason is that God has given us that power. I think we all understand that. I believe that a woman has to be really strong and extremely graceful. That is what is the strength of us. Being graceful in such situations. wherein it is everything is going upside down. सब कुछ ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है. The males, had they been in our positions, they would get angry, throw things up and down, इधर उधर फेंक के मारेंगे चीजें. वो कर सकते हैं, but हम females, we are such, we're able to manage things in such a calm, cool format. Because we have that strength and grace in ourselves that we are able to take up things very positively, even in the negative situations. तो वो समय, जिस समय में बहुत ज्यादा टर्बुलेंट माइंड था, व्हेन आई फेल्ट नहीं अब तो कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा, ऐसे समय में आई बिकेम अ राइटर, एंड दैट राइटिंग skills have brought me so many laurels then after. My book was launched amongst, DDT channel ke people were there. They were media persons. They were such high grateful people, great named people when my book was launched. And since then, I have never turned back. Again, I started moving ahead, soaring heights and heights, and getting a lot of, the awards. And see, awards, I won't take it in that form. I would take it just as an acknowledgement of our hard work, as an acknowledgement of our strength and grace, as an acknowledgement of where we all stand actually. Females are never meant to be let down. We are meant to stay strong. जहां मैं बात कर रही थी ब्यूटी की and those things, there we should be aware what is to be taken up when. Then only we'll be able to keep ourselves serene, calm. हमें पता होना चाहिए कब हमें क्या करना है, कब हमें गुस्सा दिखाना है, कब हमें उसको लाइटर मोड पे लेना है. See, we have to put boundaries even. Once you're talking to people around you, once males are there around you, respect them and get respected. First thing. Second thing, lay down your boundaries. Lay down what is not acceptable for you. Strongly lay it down. सामने से बोल के हमें बताना होगा कि ये acceptable नहीं है. Otherwise, things can get unmanageable and you'll never be able to manage them back. Time लगेगा. First impression is the best. It is the last impression. बोलते थे. It is not such. It is first impression is the lasting impression, I suppose. We all are aware that whatever we take up in our lives, हम अगर ये जानते हैं कि हमें किस पाथ पर चलना है, कहाँ पहुंचना है, हमारा फोकस क्लियर है, तो हमारे लिए कोई भी टर्बुलेंसेस, कोई भी ऑब्स्टिकल्स कभी रुकावट नहीं बन सकते. We have a lot of strength in us, and I believe that we'll be able to get through these troublesome times. कोविड के टाइम पे कौन वर्क करा, किसने अपनी लाइफ में चेंजेस लाए? I think males were also working hand in hand with females during these times. Yes and no. We were able to take up the responsibilities of our professional world as well as the personal life. वहां पर थोड़ा समय जरूर हमें लगा शुरू में. It was so crucial how to make a balance, how to bring that connectivity कि हम कॉलेज ऑफिस का काम भी कर पाए और घर का काम भी कर पाए. No mates, never, I mean, no help, no support was there. Still we could make it just because of our strength inside, just because we have that kind of vigor, we have that kind of strength. जिस तरह से हम लोगों ने मोल्ड कर लिया लाइफ को. स्टार्टिंग का थोड़ा सा समय बहुत मुश्किल था. आई अंडरस्टैंड इट वाज मुश्किल फॉर एवरीबॉडी ऑफ अस, बट ग्रेजुअली we were able to get tuned to it, and that is something which made us feel all the more confident, don't you think? अब हमें लगता है हम घर का बाहर का सब मैनेज कर सकते हैं. We have that much of power, we have done it. So that is what makes us understand the strength and how we twist challenges into opportunities. किया था ना हम सब लोगों ने. जब challenges आए, we all were put into the lockdown. We all started using that time in conversating with our families, preparing delicious food, different kind of dishes, which was shared on the social media. We have done it, in fact. So we have that power, we have that strength, we have that kind of thought process wherein we can easily twist things and make our life smooth and comfortable. It is very important for all of us females. And I believe, and I'm proud to have connected on this particular day, International Women's Day, with all of you, wherein I would love to take queries and questions from your end. I would love to you people now to come forward and ask me if you want to ask anything. Thank you so much.
I have a question. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
I think this question is like pretty common to all of us women, especially students who are just going to graduate or who are going to be graduating and who are going to slowly settle down in professional life and who are also going to take up their family life. How hard was it for you to get back to your professional life after having a child? And how did you make that journey? Because you do have a child and you go through that phase where you cannot work and then you get back to work and you also deal with a lot of mental stress of having a child as well.
Very true.
So,
A
how
very
did
beautiful question. Just let me know your name,
my
please.
name is Sadvidya.
Your name is
Sadvidya.
Tarvatya.
Sadvidya.
Jagratya. That's
Yeah.
wonderful question. What I would suggest, and in fact, what I've done in my life, I would just be sharing that, right? So, what I did when I see, for me, again, that time was also a little strugglesome. After my marriage, for 6 years, we were struggling, we were running off and on for being blessed with a child. So, uh, we were blessed with a beautiful daughter after 6 years of our marriage, and that was something which brought a lot of happiness and the the glitters in our eyes because she was a blessing who came to us after 6 years of our marriage. We were craving for her then, but after 10 months itself, I started working, and that was a time when I thought, how will it be? How will I manage things? I would just share one thing. One, whenever we get married, we ought to understand. Even males are there. If they are there in this forum, I would be happy to connect with them also. We have to, like the males, the other partner, for a working female. For a working female, the other partner also has to be a full-time parent. Nowadays, the things have changed. Prior, what used to happen is सिर्फ mother की ही एक responsibility समझी जाती थी. The mother used to be considered that you have the responsibility and you have to take care of the child. But right now, the things have changed because every female is working. So it is the responsibility of the male to support the female, to understand that yes, she's also working, she's also going out of the house, she's also managing with the things. So I have to come forward to support not only in the household works, but also in taking care of the child. So for me, my husband was there who came forward to help me. I was going out, but he was working within that city itself. So he used to pull out time to reach back home, take care of the child during the day. Whenever it was possible, he was there with her, and I was working during that time. And whenever I used to come back, after that, I used to ask him, you can now take care of your professional things. Right? So we were balancing. It was very much required that time that if had he not been with me, truly sharing, it won't have been possible for me to reach these heights. In fact, it is like I think all of us, all the females, all the married females do require, if we are working, we do require support either from the family or from the husband who can help us with managing things. Because we have to, earn their trust even, and even not feel guilty inside. Because had it been कि मेरे घर में कोई नहीं होता to take care of my child, I would have always felt guilty. I'm not able to give time to my daughter. I'm not able to see her. I'm not able to give her that love and affection. Moreover, one more thing I would like to share here. If that kind of thing happens, like if you're working and you have a child at home, whatever time you get, spend quality time with your kids. For me, I am at this position, my daughter. I can, but whenever I reach back home, if I'm in a bad temperament due to my institutional works or due to pressure or due to tiredness, I never put that down on my daughter. What I try is I have to give her quality time. I put every stress of mine aside and play with her, dance with her. We both dance. You must have listened to Prateek when he was giving the introduction. I never learned a professional like formal dancing, but I dance a lot. I love dancing. So we both dance. My daughter is learning Kathak. She is learning Kathak at present, but we dance together. She is better than me now because she is learning professional learning she's doing. So we both dance together. We both enjoy that time. We love cuddle. That is the time when we have to spend in quality. I never teach her at home. I never teach her. I try to learn from her and share my learnings. That's it. Learnings are being shared. We are passionate. We are enjoying. We are loving that time, whatever we have. That's what the reason is, that the daughter will also never feels that mama, you're not giving me time. So she never craves that, because whatever time we have, we spend it in a quality way instead of spending it in a quantity matter nahi karti hai. It doesn't matter how many hours you spend, it matters how you spend it. It is very important. Both the partners have to give time to the kids, और दोनों को balance बनाकर चलना पड़ता है. Your better half, the father or the person who's there with you, he too has to take the responsibility. He too has to come forward to share that, yes, you are working, I'm also working, let us share it. Let us share every part of it, even the part of a parent. So I always believe that whenever I'm not there, my husband is teaching. Whenever he's not there, I'm taking care of him. So we need to balance that. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any
so
other query which anyone who would like to ask?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
First of all, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, my question would be like, still in like these days, there is such a stereotype among the persons, like society. Like if a girl does not dress well, like if she's wearing short clothes or like half jeans, then she's basically attracting you to molest her. These kind of things, and like this make me very very sick. Even in my neighborhood, there are persons like they say to my father that your daughter is going in the wrong direction, like वो बिगड़ रही है, उसको घर पे बैठो, because I'm like a free spirit. I wander here and there, and the neighborhoods are like, oh my god, your daughter is getting like this and this. Even my parents sent me to study at Amity, which is like basically at a very far distance from my home, and the neighbors are like, oh my god, why did you send her there? Why did you send her there? So ma'am, these kind of stereotypes really really hurt me. So like, how should I like make them believe like, okay, I can do something, like I am a daughter of my mom, she can do it, so I can do it, and you don't have to just question my father upon this.
So here I would like to mention that last year, perhaps on the Women's Day itself, I posted one post wherein there was a banner. On that banner, it was written, "Don't blame me for my dress, blame your eyes." Right. So it depends upon the eyes of people. I would now, share something with you wherein you'll really connect with it. Come what may, society or the people around us, whatever they speak to us, how much does that matter? I hope you've heard of the story of frogs. Which frogs they? And they were climbing the tree. While climbing the tree, there were people who were poking them. Oh, you'll fall down. गिर जाओगे. कुछ हो जाएगा. कहाँ जा रहे हो? ये सब हो रहा है. वो सब हो रहा है. Like, तुमने क्या कर दिया? इतना गलत काम. They kept shouting. The frogs who were down, who were not able to climb. They were shouting on them. And उनके shouts का फर्क भी पड़ा. जिन पर फर्क पड़ा, वो frogs गिर गए. They weren't able to climb up. गिरते गए. But one frog was able to make it to the top. जब वो top पर पहुंच गया, he was so proud. अरे वाह, I am there on the top. Now somebody questioned him. सारे frogs नीचे आ गए. How are you able to, disconnect and detach yourself from whatever people were saying? और तुम ऊपर कैसे पहुंच गए? And the very easy question, the answer was, I'm deaf. The frog said कि मुझे सुनाई नहीं देता. I am deaf. I can't listen. So I could not listen to people what they were saying because I'm aware where I'm going and I was completely focused. This is the only answer to our things. Ma'am, whenever society, whenever people, whenever you're going to rise up, whenever you're going to dress nicely, whenever you're going to carry yourself nicely, people will say something or the else. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. They will say, they will keep poking nose. Now let me share something again. When I started, growing, whenever a person starts growing, in fact, I would say this: when I started growing, people started speaking ill about me. They started, gossiping. कुछ 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 बोलना शुरू. अरे ये तो ये कर रहे होंगे, ये तो ये शॉर्टकट ले रहे होंगे, ये तो ये ऐसे ड्रेसअप होते हैं. मैम, ड्रेसअप या किसी भी तरह से अगर हम अच्छे लगेंगे ना, people will not take it very easily. You have to be strong enough to answer them. The way you said, you don't have to say anything. That is my concern. The mother, the females have to come forward to protect the females. This is the most important requirement of the day, right now, and even in the past. I mean, I should be feeling a little sorry about it, but it is such बहुत embarrassing है. नानी दादी पुराने समय के लोग ऐसे थे जिन्होंने females को low बनाया. They used to guide us. They used to tell us, stay low in the family, stay humble. Humility is never wrong. We have to be humble, but we never have to take up the wrong things even. अगर कोई चीज हमें पसंद नहीं है और फिर भी हम उसे कर रहे हैं या हम गलत सह रहे हैं, तो whose mistake is it? It's our mistake, because we are accepting what is being wronged to us. So we have to be little extra careful, little extra going ahead. Like we have to take our own stances. हमें powerfully बोलना पड़ेगा. We are women. We know very well what we are wearing. You have to keep yourself in your place. You don't have to look negative. तो कोई problem नहीं है. But if my daughter, if my son, see, here I would say that the mother of a son has a greater responsibility today in comparison to the mother of a female daughter. Beti, if the daughter is there, still it is like compatible. You will be able to train her because daughters are very, very sensitive and they are ready to listen to us. They are ready to be with us. The way we explain, they will listen to that. They will work accordingly. But males, I mean sons, are to be trained in a well-off manner. And it is the responsibility of a mother. Being mothers, we tell them, Are, just keep her down. Don't let her rise on your head. Why should we say? In fact, we should tell our sons, respect her. She's come from the other family. She's going to lead your life. She's going to give you, the abundance in your life, in fact. Don't you think that females bring abundance in the lives of the people? I have heard many females say, "Mera, like my family, my mother's family is also not mine. My father's like in-laws family is also not mine." In fact, there is no home. कोई घर ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता जिसमें female ना हो और वो बन जाए. It is only possible through females. So when it comes to dressing up, we have the power. We should be strong enough to lay it down to others that when we don't have any problem, कि हमारी बेटी क्या पहन रही है, why are you feeling problematic? We know best how to deal with her, and she is the purest soul on the earth. आप confidently जब बोलेंगे, then the others will never have the power, never have the strength, never have the, एक उनको मौका ही नहीं मिल सकता that they'll be able to speak anything. This is my thought process. Of course, we all have different kinds of challenges in our lives and different kind of people. So, and even if they're speaking, this is again for you, ma'am. Even if the public, the society is speaking ill, we know ourselves the best. And if we are right, do hell with the people around you. This is what I feel. I think we do not have to worry. We do not have to bother about people if we are right inside. And our inner soul, our inner strength says, जब मैंने कुछ गलत नहीं किया, why should I be worried of what people say? Because लोग तो कह के चुप हो जाते हैं. When you reach those heights, when you reach those levels, जब आपकी बेटी उस लेवल पर पहुंचेगी, जब उसको वो respect वो demand करेगी, these people will be the only ones who will come to congratulate you and tell you, ma'am, your daughter is the best in this world. I hope I've answered this question of yours, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other question?
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Hello.
Audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Please tell me your name also. And if possible,
Soumya,
switch on
ma'am.
your video. I'm loving this girl who has switched on her video. Yeah, this is something which gives me power in that. Okay, Drishti.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Soumya, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, speak up, Drishti. You want to ask something?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
I've
my
already
name
asked the question about the dressing sense.
I'm sorry.
I've
I just
asked.
missed it. I'm sorry. Please repeat it.
Ma'am, I asked the previous question.
Okay, you asked the previous question. Fair
Yes,
enough.
ma'am.
Fair enough. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
other question? Anyone who wants to connect, ask
Hi,
question, or yeah?
hi, ma'am. Good
Hello.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, that's periods time. We are not going any place like
Can you
Govil.
please switch on your video or be a little louder?
Ma'am, audible.
Yes.
Ma'am, that's periods time. We are not going any place like Govil and don't touch any other person. Don't go any room in our home also, ma'am. Why, ma'am, women are treated like this in society?
I'm sorry, I could not get your question. You said that we should not touch each other, something of that kind. You said.
Ma'am, you don't hear, ma'am?
Your voice is a little disturbed, my dear. Could you, if it's not coming out properly, could you type it in the chat
Yeah,
box?
please put it in the chat box so that we can see it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. We'll just wait for a moment so that she can type that in.
Till then,
I think
anyone
she's
else also
trying
can
to
ask the
ask a
question.
very important question that she wants to share.
I believe what she meant to ask was during our menstruation, even ladies are not allowed to like go to temples or even move around in our own homes.
Okay,
So,
okay.
isn't this kind of discrimination? I think that's what she means to ask. But let's see what she really means, just to
Okay,
confirm if
okay.
that's the
I mean,
question.
that's the question which
Thank
is.
you, Saditya.
Has she already given the question? Is it the same one which she said?
Yes, ma'am. I asked this question only, ma'am.
Okay, that's wonderful. So let me tell you something here. See, when it comes to those times, the menstruation times, when we are asked not to touch, not to go for this, though I would, be very scientific over here, right? So scientifically, when the older times, these things, see, many things are being taken up nowadays, which meant to be in the previous times, not today, but wo abhi bhi as a tradition they have carried it, right? They made it as a tradition, as a culture, or as something which we need to do it even today, which is not at all relevant at present times, right? So during the older times, there used to be some problems scientifically when the hands used to be wet. If you put wet hands into something, or if you go for worshipping, the scientific ways were telling that you were not being very hygienic during that time, right? So that was a time when facilities were not there like today. So today the things have to be changed. I would here mention one thing. Like I think we are aware that people have taken it as a very traditional thing that we wipe. We should not be brooming our houses in the evening. है ना? शाम के समय में हमें झाड़ू नहीं लगाना चाहिए. We have to, wash our hair on the third day or fourth day. We should be doing these kinds of, traditional things. I would never question mark anything, right? But these things, even you must have heard about chicken pox. Chicken pox hote the, to like the person was isolated, and the religious things were stopped. The religious, the deliberations were not done. So a lot of things used to happen in the past, and there were scientific reasons behind it. The reason behind brooming of the floor was that time the houses were supposed to be made of mud, right? And people used to keep their jewelry dug inside the mud in the veranda of their houses. So the brooming hoti thi, so they used to feel that they might lose that Lakshmi that they used to call, right? So that's what the reason is that they were used to do it. Same used to happen when the bathing was done, the other things were taken care of. The previous things which have been made into a tradition have been carried even today. But nowadays, see, when we were young, when I was very young, my mother used to tell me not to touch the pickle during the menstruation time because they might get spoiled. She used to tell me that. But I was very revolutionary in that. So what I used to do is during that time, I used to touch and check whether it is getting spoiled or not. And my mother never got to know that it never spoiled. I never question mark the scientific things because scientifically, what was the reason? Even if you use the wet spoon, even if you use the unhygienic, if you are, and you're not using proper hygiene during the menstruation time, that time you should not be touching anything. This is what the reason was. But nowadays things are being carried on. The parents, the present time females, have to realize and recognize that these things are to be checked scientifically whether they really are working out or not. And if not, let us leave them. Let us put them off. Let us move ahead with something which is a little different, with which doesn't even hurt the feelings of our elders, but politely let them know that this is not the time, that was the reason. Give them the scientific reason behind it, and they would really understand that yes, the times have changed, the things have changed, and we need to move ahead with the things which really are worthy to be taken ahead. Let us not follow things blindly. Let us know what is actually required to be carried forward, which is what is to be left behind, right? So this notion of not touching things, some of it does have the scientific reason behind it. Like I said, unhygiene, wet hands, all these things will spoil whatever you are doing, whatever you're touching, and that will spoil even if you are not into that phase, into that time, right? But if scientifically it is not such, let us request our elders, let us let them know that this is what the reason was in the past time, that these were things which were taken up. Let us leave them here. और उन सबको छोड़कर we have to move ahead with the things. So let us be a little more scientific now. And even if we are not able to convince our elders, let us ourselves be convinced. Let us not force our daughters to do the same, which is not meant for them. Yeah. I hope I've answered your question, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Anything else which I need to address?
I think we take the last one if anybody has one. We are almost time. So, and I want to add something at the end. So maybe we'll keep a minute for that. Anybody else? Questions? Those who are not able to speak out, at least on the chat box. Okay. I don't see we are going to have them. Right. There are two things I just want to end this note with. One line that Dr. Preeti mentioned is that kuch to log kahenge, logon ka kaam hai kehna. That's true. I want to kind of elongate this. There's a very special line in that antra or the paragraph, which is actually this is written by Mr. Anand Bakshi. You would know this, right? And this is from the movie Amar Prem. My mom is also here in this call. I would want her to listen to this also, because this is for all the women out there, especially for the one who was really worried about what others would tell, right? Okay, here it goes. कुछ रीत जगत की ऐसी है, हर एक सुबह की शाम हुई, तू कौन है, तेरा नाम है क्या, सीता भी यहाँ बदनाम हुई, फिर क्यों संसार की बातों से क्यों भीग गए तेरे नैना, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, छोड़ो बेकार की बातों में कहीं बीत न जाए रहना, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे. Thank you.
I would like to, conclude this session of mine by reading out one poem which I wrote yesterday night itself. So it is going to, strengthen those who have taken struggles and challenges as, pata nahi ab life is going to end now. So now you have to come out of it. How I have done in my life, that is what I'm going to share with you. So हमने भी जिंदगी, I hope you all will able to connect in Hindi, although it is. So हमने भी जिंदगी के कई रंग देखे हैं. हमने भी जिंदगी के कई रंग देखे हैं. कभी धूप, कभी छाव, कभी बारिश के संग देखे हैं. और जैसे जैसे मौसम बदला, और जैसे जैसे मौसम बदला, लोगों के बदलते रंग देखे हैं. ये उन दिनों की बात है. ये उन दिनों की बात है जब हम मायूस हो जाया करते थे. अपनी मायूसी के गीत लोगों के सामने गाया करते थे. कभी कभी तो जज्बात में आंसू भी बहाया करते थे, परंतु लोग हमारे आंसुओं को देखकर हंसी उड़ाया करते थे. अचानक अचानक जीवन में नया मोड़ आ गया. अचानक जीवन ने नया मोड़ लिया और हमने अपनी परेशानियों को बताना ही छोड़ दिया. अब तो दूसरों की जिंदगी में भी हंसी का बीज बो देते हैं, और खुद को अगर कभी रोना भी पड़े तो हंसते हंसते रो देते हैं. This is what I wrote yesterday night, when I felt that yes, we have to bring that transformation. We females have such a strong, graceful essence in us. Our feminine energy is so powerful. We ought to have that kind of aura. We ought to have that kind of connection with the world, that we win each and every heart around us. I hope I'm able to connect with you all. Thank you so much for inviting me on this forum, Prateek and the Verzeo, everyone on this forum. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure for us having you here. It has been a great end to these wonderful webinars that we have done for all the women out here. Thank you so much. It is really a pleasure for us to listen to you also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prateek.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.